And welcome back, everyone, to part 2 of What If Sakura Went with Sasuke to Orochimaru. Now, when it came to last week, or last video, I should say, there wasn't really anything I needed to, do any house cleaning on. No questions that got brought up or opinions that I either had to correct, or not that there's very often times I have to correct anything, or I had to state why I did something. Now, the one thing that I think did get brought up that I will address is Naruto himself. Now, he's stronger here because he had to train harder, and Jiraiya didn't F around as much with his training this time around. He also has elemental release, so he's got numerous Winjutsu, including one I'm actually going to add on to it. You'll see it later in the episode. But as kind of a lot of people put it, Naruto's still going to be Naruto, but he's a lot more, what's the best way to put it? He is a lot more, dour's not the right word. He's a lot more jaded. He lost not just his best friend, but his crush and partner and teammate and friend. And that would screw with even Naruto. So when Naruto gets back to the village, just start the story as it is. And when he shows up originally, it's like, hello, Konoha, I'm back! And I still see Naruto doing that. Says, hey, they had a Granny Tsunade's face. But there's no Sakura there. And he sees Konohamaru, and they kind of, chat. And Kakashi would still ultimately test him, all that. But when it's all said and done, when, you're scratching at the, hold on, my dog is scratching at the, something? Couch, there's nothing here I can find. You're just scratching for the sake of scratching. Oh, do you want a butt scratch? Is that it? Multitasking. So when Naruto goes off back to his place, he immediately, unlike before where he at least had Sakura to talk to, he immediately is a bit more dour, realizing his friends are gone. They still left, they're still gone, and he's a lot more, when he's alone, he's a lot more down. He is a lot more just, Sakura, Sasuke, why? I'm going to bring you guys back. I'm going to find out why you left. Or vice versa, I'm going to find out why you left, and I'm going to bring you guys home. And when he's by himself, it's, by the way, you like my Deadpool Wolverine swag cup? I was thirsty, and I just needed a cup. It's a big cup, so I can get a lot of beverages in there, or a lot of beverage in there. So he's on his own now. The big thing changes here are obviously Gaara gets kidnapped. That's not a big change. That happens exactly the same. The rescue mission for Gaara. Who's on that team? Well, someone did call one of the ones I was going to the one person initially I was going to throw on there, and that is Sai. This actually is a perfect time to bring Sai in, because teams with Sakura, Naruto, and Kakashi, you could make the argument you didn't need to bring Sai in. Sai really got brought in because Shizune went behind Tsunade's back, and the elders got involved, and then Danzo got involved. So that's kind of why Sai got brought in. But with only Naruto and Kakashi, I could see Shizune, maybe honestly, no joke, going behind Tsunade's back a lot sooner. And just saying, look, we can't send them out on their own. There's just the two of them. I already have Kakashi, and she basically said, I already have Kakashi looking into that. But that maybe leads to the discussion with the elders sooner, and leads to Sai being brought in on the team. Now, that being said, someone brought up another person that, frankly, does make sense. I think it's Yamato, because it's not Yamamoto. Yamamoto is Bleach. But that name always trips me up because of Yamamoto and Yamato. But I think Yamato does, in fact, get brought in earlier here. But it's not Tsunade who brings him in, which is who brought him in the first time. It's Kakashi who brings him in. It's like, yeah, look, I wouldn't be asking you if I didn't need your help. But no, of course, Kakashi-sensei, which I believe he does refer to him as Kakashi-sensei. Of course, Kakashi-sensei. No, it'd be an honor to help you out. What do you need help with? It's like, well, for the time being, we're a little short-staffed on our team. And we're going to have I'm certain Naruto's not going to be satisfied with just doing D-ring missions in the village. So I'm gonna need you on standby. I have seals that Master Dry gave him, but you're the only one who even comes close to being able to suppress the Nine Tails. And so Yamato also gets brought onto the team. So when the Gaara retrieval mission ultimately is brought to them, it's initially Kakashi and Naruto gets the mission, but that's when Sai and Yamato walk in. He's like, who are these guys? Oh well, and Tsunade just like, this is Yamato. He's an old pupil of Kakashi's, just whatever degree. And a former he'll be and this is Sai, a member of the Root. Kakashi says, I asked him to fill in for us just until we're able to get those two back. As for Sai, I can't say I'm familiar with him. So yeah, and so obviously Sai say, huh? So you don't look that strong. Are you a girl? And so obviously Naruto is pissed off with him, tries to take him out. He's like, no, you can't kill your new teammate. But Kakashi, I think Kakashi's a bit more lenient than Yamato is too. Just like, but you're a Sai. I would say it's no good antagonizing your new teammate either. I'd keep comments like that to yourself, please. It's like, well, yes, of course. So they head out, and Sai is being Sai. Naruto doesn't like the fact they're on the team together, but they gotta work together as is. And so they catch up with Tamari. They make it to the sand. Sai obviously has been pissing Naruto off a little to a degree, and at one point he brings up, I don't, I'm not really certain why you are so obsessed with two traitors to the village. After all, traitors have no right to be considered comrades. Even though he doesn't know the meaning of the word, and Naruto just a little bit of Kurama leaks out, just breathes like, so you don't know. I wouldn't expect anyone like you to know. You clearly don't know the meaning of the word. So no, oh no, I know the meaning of the word. It's like, no, you clearly don't. So they get their Chio obviously attacks Naruto again. Naruto blocks it. But unfortunately, as a lot of people have brought up, yeah, no, Kankuro's not making it in this version. It's sad, but that is the fact. Kankuro is not going to make it. Even if, because I had considered putting Shizune on the team, who would have, being an apprentice of Tsunade as well, had at least the ability to save. Maybe he would have been completely unable to be a ninja anymore, but he would have been saved, I think, if Shizune had went. But I thought more on it. I'm like, now I'm just trying to save Kabuto at that point. I don't think there's enough of a reason for Shizune to go outside of they need an extra member. But yeah, no, unfortunately, now he's not going to die immediately. They'll keep him stable for now. But yeah, they mentioned what happened, who Sasori is, and so they go and try to save Gaara. Now there's actually a big change here. Because they're not spending time trying to heal Kankuro and get the poison out, they actually make up for a lot of time, and that's crucial in this because there's still the fake Itachi situation. You're not getting your hands on Sasuke, and so they beat Sasuke, all that, or Itachi, no problem. And then obviously the fake Kasame. But when they get to where Sasori and Deidara are absorbing Gaara, they've made up a lot of time compared to the original. I'd argue, because we don't know how long it took for Sakura to heal Kankuro, but we have to assume it took her a few hours to do it, minimum, because that's not, as skilled as she is, that was delicate work. There's a reason only her, maybe Shizune or Tsunade could have done it, because it takes that level of expertise, and that level of expertise you do not rush. So, with that being said, if you shave an hour off, which is what we're basically doing here, I'm being generous on the hour. It might have taken longer. It could have taken a little less. Let's just say an hour. That means Gaara is not dead yet. In fact, not all of Shukaku has been absorbed. In fact, there's probably about 10% of him left, give or take. Or at least, or enough that Shukaku, the majority, the bulk of Shukaku is absorbed, but he could still access a small portion of that chakra. Similar to how, not in the exact way, but the golden... the Golden Sun, I heard something. The Golden Silver Brothers ate the inside lining of Kurama's stomach and gained a portion of that power. I mean, it was minor, but it was still intense. That's kind of the same thing here. There's a remnant of Shikaku that's permanently in Gaara, so he's still going to have a little bit more chakra. He's still going to have some of that power in there. It's just going to be weakened. And that's what would happen. Like, they get in there, and Gaara is still being absorbed, and Naruto basically just said, they're here. How the hell did they get here so fast? Like, we're not done yet. And Naruto's like, give Gaara back, tornado fist! And just, does the hand signs and just throws the tornado fist at the statue, which really wouldn't affect the statue that much, but it would probably hinder the absorption process. Or really, he just attacks them and prevents them from doing the hand signs and just breaks the concentration entirely. And the rest of the Akatsuki have to nope out of there. It's like, take care of this. Contain the nine tails, but do not lose Shikaku. We have not gathered all of the Shikaku yet. Gaara's there, and he's not dead. I mean, he's not in a good way, but he's not dead. Like, he was not dead even after the full absorption. He was dying, but he wasn't dead. Here, he's probably not even dying, but he could die if Chiyo doesn't get some critical medical attention to him. But obviously, Deidara still screws them and takes Gaara out of there. And Naruto, obviously being Naruto, goes after him. Now, there's a key question here. Is it Yamato with his ability to suppress the Nine Tails or Tail Beast Chakra? Or Kakashi, who does have seals on there and range jutsu with Kamui, who go after Naruto? I think in this case it is still going to be Kakashi. I think it's just an instinctual thing. He's been around Naruto longer. He has more concern with him. He knows Naruto better. So he's the one who goes after him still. Now, that being said, let's focus on that side of it first. Because honestly, the Sasori side is a bit more technical I got to go into. Naruto's still coming after him. And he's telling Naruto, calm down, Naruto. We'll get him. He's like, you're right, we will. I'm going to get him right now. Wait, Naruto, you don't want to hurt Gaara. No, don't worry, Kakashi. And he just ends in this hand sign, if I remember correctly. That's how this jutsu ends. And it's like, wait, what jutsu is that? Wind style, vacuum blade, which is the move Danzo used. By the way, I mentioned it, I think, in the last video, but just to recap, Danzo was a really powerful wind user. How the hell, Tamari is the second best wind user as opposed to Danzo, I don't know. But, Danzo was, seriously powerful. And, I mean, there's no reason to think someone else couldn't learn those jutsu. I assume they're not exclusive to him. But, yeah, vacuum bullet, vacuum blade. I love the shuriken technique he did. I'm not saying Naruto's going to learn all those, but point being, I think giving him one more jutsu is fine. And because it's a blade of wind, it literally cuts Gaara off, cuts the tail off of the birds. What the hell? And he even manages to hit Deidara in his good arm. Just, oh, you son of a bitch! You lit on it. And all of a sudden, I think Kakashi maybe rushes in. What was it? Lightning style, Chidori tracking hound or something like that. He does that. And because of the electricity, it actually it shorts out the clay doll so he can't detonate it. And Deidara is now in a bad way. Naruto catches Gaara, uses some clones. Because Gaara, come on, Gaara. And he checks his pulse. He's still alive. Okay, he's still alive. And Kakashi is squaring off with Deidara now. Deidara's in trouble. And Kakashi was also building up chakra for Kamui as well. I do still see Deidara doing the, suicide move with the clone. He isn't missing his arm. His arm's more just really mangled. And then obviously I think Team Guy, or at least Guy, showed up. Was it all of Team Guy who showed up? One of them. It was either Guy or all of Team Guy. And that's when he's about to detonate. Kakashi, though, does use one Kamui to save the day. One is enough to make him not tired and not on bed rest, so he's actually good later on. So that's how that normally is. It's we gotta get a medic. We gotta get him now. It's don't worry, we're gonna save him. Don't worry, Naruto. And Kakashi luckily doesn't have to use the seals, at least initially. He does have Nine Tails chakra flowing through, but Naruto is able to calm down ultimately. On the Sasori side of the fight, though, it's a lot trickier of a fight, to be sure. Now, we have to ask the question, is Sai someone skilled enough to channel his chakra through his blade and use it like a chakra weapon and enhance his cutting strength? Is he skilled enough? Yes. Does he even have that ability? We have no idea. I wouldn't go against the idea, though, and that's important for this. So Chiyo, Yamato, and Sai are squaring off, and I gotta close the door. Are squaring off against Sasori, who obviously throws out the numerous amounts of puppet arms. He's fighting them with his Hiriko puppet, but he notes very quickly that Yamato has wood release of all things, and that's really counteracting a chunk of these puppets. Chiyo using her strings on Sai to help him move as well, per her request and him accepting that influence, plus the mother and father puppet. And he's struggling. At first, they're able to destroy the Hiriko puppet. Then he brings out the third Kazekage. And they are not in a good way. However, this is where Sai being able to channel chakra into his blade. And again, I am giving them an out here, but I'm only giving him out because A, it's an ability that would work in this fight, and B, it's something that I think Sai probably is capable of doing, given his level of skill that he has. Now, before we get to what that means, him being able to channel chakra in his blade, Yamato is still able to keep, say, the iron sand at bay with a massive amount of wood release. Again, dog? Oh, okay. There you go. Go back out. Okay. He's able to keep some of the iron sand at bay. I think even at one point, puts them all in, wood-based armor. So, wood armor jutsu. And it's keeping out some of the sand at bay, but the poison is laced in the sand. They're in trouble unless they can, because they got to avoid specific hits, all that. However, Sai's ink clones, or ink beast, beast imitation jutsu, whatever it's called. His ink, because it's a liquid, can temporarily bind up the sand. Like, Sasori does have to deal with the fact that his sand's being weighed down by liquid, all that. He's got to try to wring it out, but it's ink too. It's not just water, so it's got a different viscosity. So it's temporarily binding the sand up, but he's quickly just putting out so much of it that it doesn't matter if it's soaked with sand. He can just control it. But that's really, but Sai even says that was the decoy, and then just sheesh, and he slices the chakra strings of the Kazekage puppet. Now, a blade of chakra would be able to cut those strings without any real difficulty. It is then that Chiyo then, uses her strings again, detaches Sai, and then she attaches her strings onto the Kazekage to use it at her disposal. It's like, your greatest weapon is now our weapon, grandson. I see. You really haven't changed, Chiyo. You're just as dangerous as ever. Maybe more now that you're closer to death, feeling that need to fight against the inevitable. But if you think the Kazekage is truly my strongest puppet, and I can't remember if he said that is his strongest puppet, but I can see a scenario as like, I'm afraid you misheard me, Granny. I said it was my favorite puppet, not that it was my strongest. And he reveals his puppet body. And the Kazekage now is fighting on their side. He's using the high-pressured water in the fire, which, oh god, the high-pressure water alone is nightmare fuel. You never want to get hit by a high pressure. If you ever are at a factory and you see the water jet cutting through metal, never, and I mean never, get your flesh near that thing. It will shear it off in an instant. If it's shearing through metal without issue, it will shear flesh like that. So it's like, hold on, what's not working? Crack. There we go. Like that. So ultimately, Sai and them, they're tired out, but they're still fighting. And she summons her 10 treasured, I can't remember exactly what they're called, but the 10 treasured puppets or whatever. You once conquered an entire fortress with them, but I once conquered an entire country with these. And then it's just hundreds of them. It's like, oh shit! And so the Kazekage is throwing out sand, messing up with a lot of puppets, but eventually he gets dogpiled and destroyed. Sai's summoning ink. Yamamoto's weaving those, not blades, but sharpened pegs of wood through the attacks, skewering puppets. Ultimately, Chiyo is able to throw the seal of Sasori away, but he's revealed to still not be sealed away, and then he gets skewered. And that's when he gives the information that I have a contact meeting Orochimaru. I have a spy of Orochimaru, me at Tenchi Bridge, in 3 days, and then dies. Now, is Chio still dead in this? Is someone still dead in this? Yeah, probably. I do see Chio. I do still see someone getting injured in this. I think Sai, Yamato. I think they're still gonna be okay. Just because Yamato's got enough wood to cover off his weak spots, and Sai's got enough flexibility to, and also along with being covered in wood thanks to Yamato, that he should be fine. So she is dying. She does ultimately. God damn it, dog! The door was open. The door was open. She does it. She goes out one door and literally pops open the door for the other. Whatever, dog. Anyway, so yeah, they give the information. She goes, and Gaara is still not doing well, so she does give her life for his. Chio's like, everyone say a prayer for Granny Chio. This, however, is not the end of the arc because they eventually do get back to the sand, and Gaara shows up and he just sees his brother laid out and says, "Hey, little bro, they got you. You made it back. I knew you would. You're one tough dude." It's like, come on, Kuro. It's like, hey, it's all right. This is the way. This is the shinobi way. Not all of us get a happy ending, Gaara. But you were. But I just want you to know something. I don't. And he's coughing, like his heart rate's dropping. So, well, you know something, Gaara. Take care of Tamari, all right? She might be your older sister, but she needs all the help she can get. And Tamari's there. She's crying, like, you idiots. Yeah, I'm proud of you, Gaara. You know, I won't lie and say we weren't scared of you for the longest time, but something changed. You met that Naruto kid, and you were able to find that part of you that we lost. We became family again for a while. It was nice. I wish we could have had more time. And Gaara's now got tears in his eyes. Gagoro. Oh, come on. You gonna cry like a baby? Don't worry. It's all gonna be okay. It's all gonna be okay. It just kind of fades away. And you know, everyone just drops their head in mourning. Chio and Kankuro are gone. And, you know, they spend an extra day in the sand just to honor Kankuro and Chio. Gaara, you know, is there. And, yeah, he's got the Sasuke. He's got to be the Kazekage after all. And, you know, Naruto and him just, you know, shake hands like, thank you for everything. He's like, no worries. And Naruto, don't give up on your friend. Don't give up on those who are close to you. That's something you taught me. And that's something you need to do. That's something you need to continue to live by. And never doubt yourself. And so ultimately, yeah, he's you know, Naruto gets a reaffirming smile, and there you go. Now, when it comes to the Tenchi Bridge, we'll go over it. It's going to be short. The team is still all together. Kakashi's overall fine, so they quickly head out to the Tenchi Bridge. Yamato does pay for a fancy hotel. They try to work together. It doesn't work very well. And so he plants a seed on Sasori, or Sasori Sai. They are there with Kakashi. When Kabuto shows up, obviously Orochimaru and Kabuto both show up. Naruto's starting to freak out and go Ninetales. Yamato is trying to suppress it, but we know he failed in that mission. And you know, Kakashi's trying to get to Naruto as well, but he can't. And then him and Orochimaru fight. Sai F's off to get to Sasuke and Sakura. They have their fight. And so Kakashi is able to suppress the Four Tails with the seal, along with Yamato being able to suppress him as well. Yeah. Now, does Naruto he's still missing the majority of his skin? Because Sakura was trying to heal him up, and eventually it just kind of healed up on its own. Now, I don't know if that was because Sakura was helping him out with that, or just because that's what naturally happens when he does that. I'm actually more inclined to think it's the latter, that would have just, his skin would have healed up regardless, despite her just trying. And so, yeah, he eventually heals up, and they go after them. They wind up in the base. Sai meets Sasuke, and now Sasuke is able to put on a bit. He's still very hateful toward and resentful towards Itachi, but it's not just like holy crap, like what the hell is this guy's problem as it was in the original Versailles. Sai isn't like immediately scared shitless of Sasuke, but he's also not just like, oh, this is Sasuke, whatever. He's like, okay. And he also meets Sakura. It's like, forgive him. You'll have to forgive him. Forgive him. He's been training for a long time for what's coming up. Eventually taking, yes, you're Sakura, aren't you? I am. It's a pleasure to meet you. Please, we'll show you. Help you show you to your room. And so, he's just trying. Obviously, Naruto gets in there. He said he met Sasuke and Sakura. It's like, really? Are they doing it? They seem fine for what it is. Though Sasuke is definitely not what I expected. And obviously, the talk about his brother or whatnot. Ultimately, the base is starting to kind of go to shit. And they see Sasuke there. And Sakura. It's like, Sasuke! Sakura! And both of them didn't expect to see Naruto, personally. And all that guilt that Sakura felt comes straight to the surface, but she doesn't show it. 3 years with those dudes, she's learned to put a mask on. That being said, she's still like, Naruto, Kakashi Sensei. It's like, But she also says it out loud to help her with the guys. And we're doing this again, dog. Come on. I mean, look, I know you're happy. It's nice enough to be outside for a little bit, although it's a little breezy. And now you don't want to go outside. My God, dog. My God. She's waiting for my daddy, that's what's going on. She's like, he's supposed to be home soon. But she just like, Naruto, Kakashi Sensei. And it's like, Naruto. And now, Sasuke is a little different. Because in the original, he's like, I spared you before on a whim. This time, I have no reason to do that. Here, they didn't have that fight. And Sasuke knows about what needs to be done to get the Mangekyo. But, because he's also been tempered by Sakura being there, he's more like, Naruto, you should just leave now. This isn't, what me and Sakura are doing has nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with me. You left! Why? Why did you both leave? You leave to go here with Orochimaru? He's just using you. He wants your damn body. He killed the old man, and you just go with him? Again, Sakura's good at practicing masks because she is just feeling like terrible for this now. Sasuke, though, Sasuke admittedly actually does feel a little bad, but his mission, his goal, is able to really override that. It's none of your business. And like I said, it's none of your business. We all walked our own path. We made our choices, Naruto. And if you continue to come after us, you're making your own choice as well. Naruto's like, Naruto can't really even do anything. It's like, I swore to myself, I'd bring you guys back. And I never go back on my word. And Sasuke does literally just I'd say, I had a feeling you'd say that. And boom, kind of, you and me never really did finish that fight on the rooftop, Naruto. Perhaps this would be a good time for us to test really who's stronger. And then Orochimaru, he's about to actually use Kirin. Just instead of actually having a fight, he's about to use Kirin with Sasuke. Sasuke! This is not the time or the place. You know that. So, and he knows Sakura doesn't want him to hurt Naruto or Kakashi. It's like, I suppose you're right. And he just disappears. And Kakashi is there, but Orochimaru's there too. And Kakashi, for what it's worth, it's actually a very good question. Do you think Kakashi at that point could take on Orochimaru at that point? Because Orochimaru was probably at his weakest at that point in the Shippuden series because he was nearing the end of that body's time. And Kakashi is a lot stronger, a lot more jutsu, a lot more chakra because he's trained, and he has Kamui on his side now. That would be an interesting fight, honestly. I would think I'd still probably have to give the edge to Orochimaru because in the worst case scenario, that's the thing. In the worst case scenario, when Orochimaru's time is almost up, he could literally just swap bodies and steal his opponent's body. That's what he could do. But I don't know. I guess that's for your interpretation. If you think he could or could not win, let me know what you think about that. But Kakashi is like Orochimaru, and Kakashi's not making a clear move right now. Like, he isn't charging up a chakra for Kamui. He wasn't expecting this. And so ultimately, there's like, no, Naruto just, damn it! It's like, well, don't worry, we'll bring them back, Naruto. It's not over. And Naruto's just like, it's like, believe it, this isn't over. And so that's where we're going to end part 2. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Join us Monday for the week of What If. I don't know, honestly, how many parts this one's going to be. It's going to be at least 4, maybe 5 parts. So I have a feeling we'll be done with it by the end of next week. But don't hold me on that. So until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.